Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. So I'm sorry that this video is late, and I'm sorry that this is two updates combined. I've just been really busy lately. I've been dealing with a lot lately, so I'm trying to keep my YouTube schedule as good as possible, and I'm sorry that this is late. I know that I told you guys that it would be out on Monday, but it's Tuesday now, and it's been a lot lately, so I hope you guys understand. But finally, I have the two updates for you guys, my 34-week update and my 35-week update. Since it is Tuesday now, I am officially 36 weeks, so yeah, let me just stop rambling and let's get right on with the video. Obviously start out with 34 weeks, and Grayson that week was about the size of a butternut squash. He was about 17.7 inches long and weighed about 4.7 pounds, so he definitely is getting very close to his birth weight. Usually they range from 6 pounds to 8-9 pounds. Hopefully he's not that big. Some symptoms I could have had that week were blurry vision, fatigue, swelling ankles and feet, abdominal pain, and Braxton Hicks. I have noticed that I have been semi more tired, but I also have been waking up earlier. Even if I do go to bed around the same time, I'm just waking up earlier than what I normally do, which I guess is good. My feet and ankles have not swollen this entire pregnancy. Knock on wood that doesn't happen at all. Abdominal pain, I have had some abdominal pain. I'll get into more of that kind of like stuff later. And Braxton Hicks, again, I will get into later after 35 weeks. And that was basically it for 34 weeks. There were no things to talk about for Grayson, and since I am doing 35 weeks, I just put everything to talk to you guys about at the end of the video. So that was weird, I just heard a noise out there. But anyways, I'm just gonna go right into 35 weeks since that was my previous week and it has just passed. For 35 weeks, Grayson is about the size of a pineapple, and he is about 18.2 inches long, and he weighs about 5.3 pounds now. So he definitely is very, very big, and he is definitely starting to run out of more room. He's losing less and less room every day. So for Grayson this week, his hearing is fully developed, which is awesome. He definitely does respond to when Alan or me are talking. If Alan is around and he hears Alan's voice, he gets kicking and like moves around a lot more because he knows his dad is around. So he definitely does know when Alan is around, and that's really cute. I just love seeing that. Also, his testes are fully descendant, all that fun stuff. Since he's a boy, his testes are fully descendant, so that's good. And that was basically it for stuff about Grayson. So some symptoms that I could have had this week were frequent urges to pee, which I have noticed that I have had to pee a lot more lately, and I think it's just because he's getting heavier, more sitting on my bladder and stuff like that. So it's annoying, but it's not super duper bad. It's still not to where I'm like getting up in the middle of the night. Like, I don't think, knock on wood, that I have not had to wake up at all in the middle of the night just to go pee. I'll wake up in like the morning, like very rarely, and have to go. But yeah. The next one is aches and pains. My back has been hurting a little bit more this week, and I've definitely had rib pain, like if I'm like slouched over or something for a little while, or even if I'm just sitting in a chair, it hurts my ribs. But I did find a way to help relieve some of the back strain, which if you are pregnant, here's a little tip for you. If you have a pool ring, which is the giant ring like pool floaty that you can sit in the middle of, you can take that. Make sure it is the size of your belly though. Make sure you don't get one that's too small. Make sure it is a little bit bigger than your stomach. I do recommend that. You can take that and put a pillow, 2 pillows underneath it on both sides. Make sure they're not pushed together so that your stomach's going to hit them. You want them on both sides to raise up the tube a little bit, and then put a blanket over it, push the blanket down in the middle, and then you can put your stomach in the circle and lay on your stomach, and it helps relieve a lot of the pressure on your back. I did this today and I felt so much pressure taken off of my back. My back is starting to hurt me now, but I think that I'm going to start doing this at least once a day as long as I possibly can. But I did really like it. I just had to figure out a different way of how to get comfortable because it's just like an awkward position of how like I had it today. So I think it's just a little bit of trial and error that I'm gonna have to do, but nothing too extraordinary. And then the last one is a Braxton Hicks. So I have been having more Braxton Hicks lately. I have noticed them more. If you guys have been here a while, you know that I have had Braxton Hicks before, but it's like very rare when I got them, but now it's more frequent, and I will talk about that a little bit more. Now I'm going to talk about some things about this week, or like just in general that has happened in the last couple of weeks. So I did have my baby shower. If you did not see the planning videos / haul that I did, go definitely check those videos out because I did get a good amount from my baby shower and I'm super thankful for that. The last Tuesday of 35 weeks, I went to go have an ultrasound, which I will insert pictures right now of all of them that I got. So we were fortunate enough to be able to get 3D pictures done because typically at my hospital where I have to have my ultrasounds done, they do not do 3D ones, so I was very lucky to be able to have ones done that were 3D. Another thing is to talk about is daily contractions. So what I mean by daily contractions is every day, at least at one point throughout the day, I will have 3 consistent contractions that happen at about 1 to 2 minutes apart that do last like 30 seconds. And then they stop for the rest of the day. I'll have like possibly like a Braxton Hick here and there, but it's nothing too bad. But these ones are ones where I do like stop and I'm like, I gotta like breathe through them. And I do notice that it will happen more than once throughout the day if I'm like walking around a lot. I noticed it when I walked with Alan to the grocery store on a really nice day out, that I did start having more contractions, but they weren't as consistent as the first 3. They were kind of like scattered out a little bit. And it is normal to get Braxton Hicks and stuff when you're walking. It's just kind of like all that fun stuff. So definitely have been trying to do a lot more walking these last few weeks. Obviously I don't want him to come earlier than what he should. I do know that I gotta make it to like 37 weeks, I think she said, is like the best that we could do, and that's all they could ask for. If he comes after that, it's perfectly fine, but he could still end up in the NICU if he were to come now, so definitely don't want that to happen. Of course, we are all prepared for him. There's only like a couple of like little things that we want to get, but nothing too extraordinary. Another thing to talk about is he has dropped. So my stomach has dropped, and you will notice that in the belly shot that I'm going to be doing for you guys. So he has been dropping, and a lot of people have noticed that my stomach is getting tighter, which probably is from my 3 daily contractions. So that's fun, and I can definitely tell that my stomach is tighter because it always seems to be super duper hard at some point. Like, it's always tight, and I can just feel like so much more tightness. And then the last thing is today, as of now, Tuesday, when I'm filming this, I have a doctor's appointment, and they are going to be doing like a swab or something on me today, and I'm super duper nervous about that. So I don't really know what to expect. I'm nervous. Hopefully I don't have an anxiety attack or anything, because my anxiety has been getting better, but just work in progress with that. I just always get nervous when like new things happen to me at doctor's appointments. Like, obviously it's going to be super duper nerve-wracking because this is your first time. You don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, if you have another baby, you're like, oh yeah, going through this again. Like, when it's your first time, you don't really know what's going to happen. So definitely am nervous for this doctor's appointment, but I'm glad that Aylin will be there with me to support me through it all. So it's the best that I could ask. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my belly. So you can tell that he has dropped a little bit. He's sitting like right around here, by the way, if you were wondering. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys.